Hi everyone, just dropping you another important update tonight on Monday. About 2 weeks ago, I started this video campaign to raise the awareness that the government had started to mandate vaccines for construction workers and tradies right across southwestern and western Sydney in a response to trying to get the construction industry back up and going again. Now, when I read that that media release was issued, it was a Saturday night, and I felt at that point in the whole campaign to fight COVID and everything that we were doing as a community, I actually felt that when the government stepped in and said, you must be vaccinated or you cannot work and earn an income for your family, I felt that that was a step too far. And I began a campaign of raising the awareness, sounding the alarm of what this is meaning to this small cohort of construction workers and tradies in southwestern and western Sydney. Now, since that time, just 2 weeks ago, I have been absolutely inundated, and I know I'm getting further emails and phone calls from people who haven't even got a response the first time they contacted me, and I want to apologise to you, but I have a team of 4 and we've got over 6,000 emails, let alone 50 to 60 phone calls a day, and I can just go on with the amount of people that have reached out to me because they are looking to me as someone that understands where they are at with this forced vaccine mandate. Now, I just want to say right now that I'm not an anti-vaxxer, not at all. I'm all for free choice. And if you want to get the vaccine, I encourage you. If you have questions, go to your doctor and get the answers. There's plenty of opportunities that the government's making for you to get the vaccine. But as a Liberal Party member, I have to draw the line at where the government is stepping in and telling you you have to have this vaccine or you cannot earn an income, you cannot pay the bills, you cannot actually run your business. That is a step too far. And my information pouring into my inbox and pouring into my Facebook channels is proving that that is exactly how you feel. Now, 2 weeks on, I've been communicating what you've been telling me to the government regularly, often, begging and pleading them to change their mind. But what I'm here to tell you tonight is that in the government's goal to get to 70% vaccination and 80% vaccination, what it looks like is that this forced vaccine mandate is now being encouraged to way more industries and way more businesses. This is not going to actually reduce. I am seeing that it's in fact increasing. And what I want to ask you tonight, and if there is any of my colleagues watching this video in Parliament, the question I pose for all of us is, we may very well reach 70% and 80% vaccination, but at what cost? What is the cost to our community? What is the cost to those businesses who will respect their employees' rights and not force mandatory vaccinations on them and as a result have to close their doors? What about the cost to the individual who doesn't want to have the vaccine and chooses not to have the vaccine and they get fired? What about the pressure on families where the sole income earner is threatened? You get vaccinated by next week or you're fired. The pressure on the wife, the partner, and the children is intolerable in some cases. Let me share with you, I actually got an email today from a lady. She's in my electorate. I'd met her before with an issue. She has a severely disabled youngster. He's about 3 years old, beautiful little boy. She cares for him 24 hours a day. She has 4 other children. Her husband's a sole breadwinner. She emailed me today. And when I read her email, sorry, I'm probably getting a bit teary. When I read her email, I was that worried for her. I instantly emailed her back and said, give me your number. And I called her as soon as she replied. I called her and spoke to her. And I spent about 15 or 20 minutes just talking to her and encouraging her and telling her to hang in and asking how else I can help her. Friends, this is the pressure. This is the demand. This is the heavy hand of government that is that is just oppressing our people, and it is wrong. But friends, I am seeing this forced mandate spread further and further. So my call to you now is, as a backbencher in this government, there is only so much I can do. And I have been doing my best. I have been sounding the alarm. I have been contacting ministers and sharing your stories. I've been doing these posts. I've put a bill up to the Parliament party room to protect you, but the party shut it down. I've been doing all that I can. But what I'm seeing now is this forced vaccine mandate is increasing. It's spreading. And more people are being pressured and stressed and forced to resign and forced to shut up shop. This is not the New South Wales that you voted for. This is not the free Australia that we voted for Scott Morrison to protect us from. And so now what I'm calling on you now to do, you have to help me now. I'm calling on you now. Gather together. Gather together in your workplaces. Gather together in your industry. Gather together in your networks and come together as one voice and say, no, we will not be forced to have this vaccine. You are to do your job as a government and provide us more time and more options. Respect our individual choices. Respect our individual wishes to take care of our own bodies. Respect our individual wishes to how we want to run and build our own businesses. Respect, don't trample on us. You know, when we look back on this period of history, I wonder what our community will say. I wonder what our children will look back and say, wow, what happened to society? What happened to people just being trampled on, to being erased, their individual freedoms just ignored? What happened to our society? You know, when a government loses the trust of the people, we lose. And that's what I'm seeing every single day. People. You know what? People are going to get vaccinated because the government is forcing them, threatening them that they cannot have a job, that you cannot earn an income unless you get vaccinated. How can our government do that to you? I don't know. And it hurts me every single day. It pains me to see. But I'm calling you now. You have to stand together. You have to join together. There are other options. I know it. There are other options. But for the fact the government wants to accelerate to 70 and 80% vaccination just so they can open back up again, at what cost? At what cost to you and your family and our community and our society? I'm seeing division between families, between those vaccinated and those not vaccinated. I'm seeing division between neighbours. People now won't even talk to each other. What is that about? That is so wrong. Such is the pressure to get vaccinated. You know what, friends? Again, if you want to have the vaccine, go for it. I'm not saying don't get it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that as a government, we ought to be helping you with information, encouraging you, providing ways that you can get it if you want to get it. But if you have questions, if you want to wait for something else, if you want to have a rapid antigen test, our government ought to be giving you those options, not the singular option of a vaccine at all cost. So friends, you've got to take up this channel. You've got to take up this cause and join together. Please, I now need your help. Rally together, get organised, come to your bosses, come to your workplaces, come to your industry and say, we want options. We want to work with you. We want options. Just don't force us to have this vaccine against our will. Friends, tomorrow I'm going to join with you. I'm going to read some more of these stories because these stories show exactly what is happening to our community by this forced vaccine mandate. If you want to keep sending me your emails, please do so. Send them to your Member of Parliament. Tell them that what you want them to do. Send them to your union, your industry representative body. We need to work together, not divide and isolate and trample on the rights of our fellow citizens. Until tomorrow night, please look after yourself. Do whatever it takes to keep hope, to keep your mental health well, to look after your family and your friends. We want to be all there together at the end of this time. Have a good night. Thank you.